Don't be too proud of this podcast you've constructed. The ability to rank content is insignificant next to the power of an exceptional hot take.
It is hot takes time. I've got a hot take for us.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I think Aayla Secura is an overall an incredibly boring character. I know we're only an episode in, but she's literally the most stoic, two-dimensional Jedi. And I mean, she points out a lot of the fallacies within the Jedi Order. Like, oh, I used to have like an attachment with my master, but I saw past that. And, I was able to outgrow it and whatever else. You're like, and I get it. That's like part of the point. She's supposed to be this like stoic, like not even really a person kind of thing. Like a lot of the Jedi at this point, but at least Kit Fisto, there's some personality there. There's stuff like, there's something to cling to. But like people like Aayla Secura, Mace Windu,
Her personality is midriff.
yeah, that's about it. It's just like you're an incredibly boring character that I don't really know why people, at least we're this far in, why people like to cosplay as you and stuff, because I don't see any like value in you as a character as of yet for like contribution wise. What have you done?
Yeah. And to be fair, her appearances in the films are also not very notable.
No.
So, but in the same way, people love Boba Fett for the same reason.
Midriff.
Yeah, that midriff.
That's Boba's value.
Yes, especially old man Boba.
Oh man, that's totally fine. I loved old man Boba's.
Now
midriff.
imagine how powerful Aayla Secura would be if she had a full shirt on. Like she'd be unstoppable. She'd probably overpower Palpatine, and that's why they had to draw her that way.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Because otherwise, like her midriff is like succumb to the elements, so she's always like kind of cold, and that means that she doesn't have like full range of motion, and that's the last thing that's stopping her from being the ultimate Jedi.
Like you just, I don't even know. Besides that, like, what does she do? Like,
Die?
Yeah, she dies. That's it. She dies, and it's like
Maybe we'll see more. I'm sure we'll get more.
Yeah, I just don't find her at this current point in time. It's just like I feel like she's overrated. I see a lot of cosplay for her, and I don't even understand like why Aayla Secura when like Ahsoka exists. And
I mean, the name Aayla Secura is pretty badass on its own.
Yeah,
like the name design, fantastic. And maybe that does a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Is it a hot take that Aayla Secura is boring and overrated?
Yes.
I'm gonna say milk toast.
Says Brody feels cheated. Milk toast, fine. All right.
You fool! Your take is milk toast.
I will say though, when I was like a 13-year-old kid, I was just like, maybe I'll marry her one day. Like,
okay, so there
11.
was something.
When I was like 11 and I was watched Revenge of the Sith, I was like, hey, shoot my shot one day.
Yeah, I want someone with a midriff like that.
11.
Okay, I have a hot take too.
All right.
I'm just going to throw out there. We were watching the episode together before this, and there was a point when Anakin is in recovery and he has like a breathing tube on, and you're like, oh, it sounds like his Darth Vader sound, right?
Yeah.
But my hot take is that he's just breathing. That's just the sound of breathing. That is medically assisted breathing. That is just what it sounds like, and it is not trademarked to Darth Vader.
No, I mean, I don't know if that's a hot take more than it is just you being incorrect. But like, I don't know. I actually went back and rewound it and listened. I'm like, oh no, that's like totally that soundbite. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to downvote this one. But I hear you. I just don't agree with you.
I got a bad feeling about this hot take.
Well, with that news, that's been the hot take segment of the show. Should we jump into some of the fun stuff we're doing and what we're working on?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So this for us was episode. I don't even know. How many episodes have we done of Duel of the Rings at this point?
94.
94. This is episode 95. That is
Wow.
insane.
What happens if we like quit at episode 99?
Yeah. Like
we just hang it
99.
up.
Yeah. Just end with the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Little old 99. No, we're going to keep going. We do have a few fun treats for episode 100. I'm telling you right now, if you're listening in and you're new to the show, go back, maybe listen to an old episode or two, because we have something really special. We've been planning for a long time now. I mean, there's something for episode 100 I've been planning for months that I'm really excited about. We have some fantastic guests. I mean, this is like the Avengers Endgame for us of podcast
Until we get to
episodes.
episode 200.
Until we get to episode 200 and we do it even
all
bigger.
over again.
Yeah, we've got 4 episodes from now, so be sure to be there and watch the whole thing live from beginning to end. We're gonna have some really fun treats. If you're watching us live, I guess another fun thing for us right now, you're gonna note the studio's changed
Different
again.
I'm sitting on, well, I guess your right side if you're watching this, which is typically not how we sit.
No, it's not.
I actually like this side of my face better, so I think we should do this then.
You know, I don't know which side of my face I like more, but I'm here. I'm doing it. But overall, we are going to change a lot about the studio. We did use a different space for a bit there, but we've found a space that's much larger. We're doing a back-to-back podcast with another show and then this show, so it's just a bit easier. So you're going to be seeing over the next few weeks this backdrop get better and better and better and change. And you know, before you know it, we're gonna have a completely different looking studio. Really excited about that again for like you know, we had a great one, but Christian had to leave, and
we just have to. We're always adapting. It shows that the show keeps going on. You know.
Yeah, it's gonna keep. Well, it is gonna keep going on past 100 episodes, but episode 100, be sure to be there. From the last 95 episodes, just out of curiosity for myself, what is the one moment that you really like that sticks out to you when you think about this podcasting journey? Because before Duel of the Rings, you'd never been a podcast host before.
Yes, that is true. I think anytime that we've had a guest on has been so fun. I've been able to become friends with so many people and connect with their love of Star Wars. I'm so excited for us to release the footage from Celebration because I had so much fun interviewing cosplayers.
Yes.
I love hearing what people love about Star Wars, and it infects me in a positive way. Like, I remember when Mandalorian joined us and was talking about how Kanan is the best Jedi ever. And I was like, finally, someone gets it. Anytime we've had a guest that's been like, The Last Jedi is a great movie, I'm like, yes, this is the best day of my life. And, you know, even some of my Star Wars opinions have changed over time. Like, maybe Solo wasn't as bad of a movie as I thought it was the first time around. That one goes out to you, Christian. What about you?
Oh man, I think my favorite Duel of the Ranks like moment was when we were all in London in a living room on the floor recording a podcast. And it wasn't our typical like really professional studio setup we had or the tech we had, but it was an iPhone and a Zoom recorder, and like doing that after having just done all those interviews at Celebration.
Oh, and we had to pass the mic around.
I had to pass the mic around. But that was so cool for me. I'm like, here it is, this podcast from the Midwest of the United States. And here we are in Europe keeping this thing going. And
how about you being recognized?
Yeah, that was pretty wild too. A few different times by people in like Spain and wherever else, because people like, yeah, we listen and you're wrong. And
I'm you know, that's what we want to hear.
Comes with the territory.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm like, all right, that's fine. Let's talk about it. So that was wild. That was wild. It was a lot of fun. But to be able to do that, it's been such a cool ride. And you know, to keep up with it though, as you mentioned, the background's changing. We're changing some branding, some design stuff. We're going to be doing as we're keeping the show going over the next few weeks, we're actually working on a whole lot of new stuff that we're going to be unveiling. By the end of this year, we're still going to be like putting out some cool stuff, but it's changing. By the end of next year, I don't want to say this show's going to be unrecognizable because it's still going to be us too, but the amount of stuff that we're working on that you're going to be able to join in with us on actually watching episodes and stuff in real time. And actually, as we do video game playthroughs, and you can join in on that. I am working on a musical cover. I've been working on just practicing the guitar for a song for you, putting it out for you. I'm making this for you. So all of that stuff is coming together, and we're doing all these really special things, and it's different. It's different than what we've done before, but I'm just so excited about where it's going.
And I think it's worth reminding our listeners that it is just the two of us that put on the show, and it is truly just out of our passion and enjoyment of Star Wars, that we are not like funded or backed by anybody.
Yeah, we just love it.
We just do it because we like it, and it's even more awesome that we get to have fans that say that they like it too. Makes it worth doing.
Oh yeah, it's so cool to like go and you see like you see someone dressed up like Kit Fisto, and I'm like, what do you do? He's like, oh, I'm a financial advisor. I'm like, oh, all right, like that's awesome, and it just people just to get a chance to break away from whatever they do and build out that network of other Star Wars fan, that thing that brings us all together. So I mean, I would love to go to Japan next year and go to that celebration, or 2 years from now, but I can already promise that's not going to happen.
But we do have DiadCon to look forward to
next May. Really excited about that.
Definitely.
So, KG, I know you follow that. Are you going to go to DiadCon? Let us know. Let us know in the comments if you're going there. We're going to be there. You could tell us as well what we're wrong about, what hot takes. But I'm not backing down. Aayla Secura is a very boring character, and
it's a little milquetoast, but
okay.
Like if you were saying Kit Fisto was a boring character, I would say that's a hot take.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, who is a boring character?
Kit Fisto.
I never said he's a.
I know, but if you would have said that, I would have been like,
I was
"That's a hot
reading the
take."
comments for a second there, and I'm like, "Hold on, when did I say this?" Kit Fisto.
Yeah, you put these words in your mouth.
I loved Kit Fisto as a kid. He was my favorite Star Wars
He
character.
had so much riz.
Yeah, like he just died, but he looked so cool.
But like, yeah, in episode 2, when he's like, he has like that little smiley face when he's battling all of the,
and he like force pushes C-3PO, and he's got that big old grin afterwards.
Yeah.
But he was like tanned there. He's a little more green than he was in episode 3. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. He looks like he put on some weight in episode 3 too. He couldn't move as smoothly as he could in the last one.
One of my favorite Star Wars moments in this last year, man, it's weird how there's some moments that you never would think would have any sort of emotional impact on you, but they do. And one of those for me was when I was watching a TikTok of someone, and they were playing this song Out There from
Hercules?
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And if you know the story, he's this ugly misfit character nobody likes, and it's a beautiful ballad by the character, and just, again, performed well and beautifully sung. So anyway, this guy's singing, and you see all these clips of Jar Jar. And then you see Ahmed Best afterwards, doors open, and there he is as the song really like reaches its climactic end. And it's just like, there he is, just getting, even in the smallest moment of just love that character deserved, or that actor deserved. And, to see that, but then to see the outcry of fans who are making these videos, who just love him, or going to Celebration, and fans just in tears, losing their mind for Hayden Christensen, and physically seeing him there crying. Like, it's an exciting time to see this kind of stuff, where I grew up with the prequels, and now we're in an era after so much they were just flat out shit on for most of my life.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that they were until I was older. And now there's an age where it's like, no, we understand they're not written the best, but we love them. And you don't get to treat a person like that.
And I feel like that's exactly how everyone is going to look at the sequel trilogy in about 10 years.
I got a different take on that one.
You say that now. You say that now.
Well, here's my thing. Okay, here's my one thing. The prequel era, the toy sales were like still on
You
fire.
say this every time, and people don't play with toys anymore. People have video games. They have tablets. They
Yes,
don't
but
care
hold
about.
on. This is also true. This is also true. Hold on. I'm coming back to that. But you also see as toy sales from Rey and all this, like they weren't selling. They still aren't selling. And they would join John Boyega's character Finn. None of those toys are selling. I think Kylo Ren did okay. But anyway, the rest, not so much. Then we also see the video games. Like, obviously, we're not really diving into video games for the sequel era of stuff. Now, also the big difference here, we don't really know what the fans would have said in the prequel area because we didn't give them a voice. We knew the critics hated it. And back then, when you got the paper or something came back and it said, oh, they suck. Well, I guess they suck. And that's what the consensus was by fans. And yeah, there were a lot of, Gen Xers who went onto YouTube and when that became a thing and openly hated on it. But by that point, the critics had already gotten to it. Now, there's a kind of a general divide between whether or not it's enjoyable or critically good. And people understand that now. With Rotten Tomatoes and other things, like it doesn't have to be a great critical movie to be fun, to be a great time. And people understand that. And the difference with the sequels is there's such an outcry of just hate from fans right now with that toy sales, video game sales not being up, and thirdly, and I think most importantly, if you didn't like the prequels, okay, that's all there was. Well, now it's like, well, you don't like the sequels? Get into Mando. Get into this. So it's like I could see people at best being more meh towards the sequels because they're like, well, everyone was talking about Mando. They weren't talking about the sequels. And they just weren't even focused on it because Disney was so focused on covering up the craziness that was their last movie and started putting out these shows without even asking whether or not they should put them out.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
And now Disney is paying that price over and over again.
Yeah. Still, it's hopefully Ahsoka's good. I'm going to believe it's good.
Well, we don't have too much longer until we find out if it's good or not.
What is that, like 13 days?
Yeah, it's in 2 weeks, I think. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And we'll be reviewing the first 2 episodes.
Oh, man. It's actually happening. An Ahsoka TV show. That's so exciting.
It's pretty wild.
Dave Filoni crafted this character forever ago. And now here we are. It's so cool. He and George Lucas. So, well, that's this week's episode of the Duel of the Ranks. I almost said a different show name. And for Amanda, for the folks that want to follow us, where can they go?
Check us out at dueloftheranks.com, where you can see where all of our episodes have ranked, including our rankings of all of the films. And check us out on everywhere you can listen to podcasts. Give us a 5-star rating, leave us a comment, a review, give us a thumbs up, help engage with that algorithm, tell 5 friends, and then tell 5 friends to tell 5 more friends to check out Duel of the Ranks, because we're going to be going through Ahsoka very soon, and you're going to need a companion to discuss it with. So we hope that you join us.
See you then.